Hello, everyone. My name is Bryce Paden, and this is my e-portfolio reflection and walkthrough. This is my program information, and moving on down to the candidate information. To start off, this is my artifact folder. This contains all of the activities and important work that I've completed throughout my whole program, and it's all put in here. We will go through a lot of these when we move on to our activities portion. So next, getting to know me just a little bit. This is my program completion timeline video. In here, it went from how I got to where I am right now, professionally, and in getting to the program now and working my way through to my last assignment. This was nice to see how far I've come, all the way from high school and then to my undergrad, and then working, getting my first job, moving positions. Adding some family life in there as well. So that was good to go through that. Next would be my professional goals video. This was just a little bit about me and where I've been in the professional world. What I look forward to, what I think is going to happen in the next 5, 10, and then 10 plus years. This really got me thinking on where I want to be in the future, and kind of where I started at professionally in my career. So this is my professional educational leadership philosophy paper. It was a little bit about me and my philosophy on education and leadership. And a couple things came to mind. A servant leader is what I like to be known for. I learned through coaching and teaching that you have to serve the students and serve the kids to be able to earn the trust and earn the relationship and build that relationship with them. And one of the things that I like to focus on is not only in the present but in the future. The relationships that I've had with students that are now, out of high school, that have come and talked to me and been around us and me and my family, really means the world to me. My program of study. So this is just going through the whole program at Fort Hays, and when I took each course, and each course that's in here. So not a whole lot of information in this one. Moving on to my resume. When we did the resume, this was kind of the things that I had up to that point. Currently a physical education teacher at 6 through 8 grades, but also where I came from, and kind of very similar to my timeline as well, and getting to where I need to be. So moving on to the activities. So the first activity that we had, was the annotated bibliography. This is where we had 12 questions, as you can see, and a couple we had to pick up that hit the standards, and we had to do some research on the websites, and find the articles and fill out the forms. So this helped me a lot to go back, because some of these standards I haven't hit for for a while, and going back through them and seeing some of the going back and rereading and then summarizing those really got my wheels turning again on some of the things that I haven't seen for a while. So the spreadsheet, this just lined out as I completed my activities. As I completed an activity, I put it into this little generator, and then it spit it out on this log. So it has all of my activities that I created, what level they were at, what standard they hit, how many hours it took me, and then the standards as well, and what the name of it was, activity names. So this was just lining out all of our activities, all of my activities that I put into my portfolio. So kind of piggybacking off of that, this is something that I used to go on and check the boxes to assure that I did not miss anything. Just another form of helping me out to keep my mind straight, and that I made sure I hit all the standards. We had to have 5 district activities, at least 7 elementary and at least 7 secondary, and then we had to choose whether we were going to be focusing on a secondary administration position or more of an elementary. I chose secondary because that's kind of where I work now in the middle school, and that's where I kind of foresee myself in the future. So here is my district activities. It started out with the mission and vision from one of my very first classes. Creating that, learning about it, learning how important it is, and that's something that you don't really think about till somebody asks you what's your mission and vision, and then it's like, oh, I've never really heard about that, and then that just gets your wheels spinning. Like, as a future school leader, you probably need to have your staff aware of what your values are, what your priorities are to put into that mission and vision. One other this is one that I enjoyed as well. School-based budgeting hit standard 6.2. And it talks about evaluating the school's resources and needs, where our students are, where we are budget wise. I know that I wouldn't, as a school administrator or principal, wouldn't necessarily be super in charge of budget necessarily, but this really got me thinking on what our district would need, and then allocating and advocating for that specifically, for our teachers and our students to promote success. So that is it for the district level. Next would be my elementary level. Here is the first one. Here is just simply diving into some numbers and data on demographics here at Riverside USD 114, and what implications come from demographics, and being able to look at research data and develop some processes and understanding to implement some new procedures to help students. This is one that I really enjoyed as well. It's about monitoring ethical behavior, modeling ethical behavior. That's all what we all should do as school administrators, and making sure that we are setting the tone for our school district as well. This was probably one of my favorite assignments, and I posted in here that I really enjoyed learning and understanding about my community. I grew up in this town. We're a consolidated school now, but I went to the high school here, and there's just many traditions and things that still go on today that I put in there that really mean a lot to our community and our students and our staff. The sample assessment calendar, I'd never really dealt with these, being in the physical education department, but it was definitely nice to be able to look at and determine that yes, this is something that we may be having to do, developing master schedule as well. Excuse me. So that is my elementary level. And my secondary. Moving on, I still remember this assignment from a short time ago, I guess. About analyzing decisions and making ethical decisions off of that. Having multiple, deciding pros and cons. If you do this, then what's going to happen after that? Really got my mind thinking like an administrator and how I would react in certain situations. We have a Donovan County Educational Co-op, which is our special education co-op in our county. So it serves 2 other districts in our county. And they came and spoke to us about a referral process and what that looks like. And it was also a learning point for me as a physical education teacher. I'm not probably going to be in the situation where I'm going to refer a student for that. As I'm sure the math in the English department would be a little bit more on that, but it was nice to learn. And there's just some flyers on here about reminder about gift giving and receiving was this particular activity, but goes for a lot of things that you can teach your staff and tell your staff without having a meeting. This would be an easy way to put a poster up somewhere where they can see it easily. So that is my secondary activity level. Here are my 2 administrators that took out some time with me to go over my e-portfolio. The first one here, Mr. Wetzel, he is currently my principal over me at the junior high, but also has responsibilities as the superintendent in our district. And this other is Mr. Roach, and he is the high school principal right now. So getting to talk to them and getting a real perspective from their point of view has been really great. And lastly, my program reflection. Going through this wasn't wasn't the easiest, looking back, thinking about things. But I wrote in here that one of my biggest fears, was I have 2 little kids and one on the way here in June. And, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. And being a PE teacher, I wasn't sure about, my biggest concern was, technology and figuring it out and everything being online. And I kind of worked through that, and I was able to meet some really good, I had some really good instructors, and it was really great to be able to collaborate and talk with some of my classmates and create some friendships there throughout that, and they were able to help me throughout the whole way. I'm very appreciative of Fort Hays State University, and I put in here that there's definitely a lot to learn, but I'm very confident, excuse me, that I would be able to step into administrator or school leader role and be an asset to that district. So thank you all very much, and there's my presentation.